Greetings, this is Jerry and Sanders from B3 Better Sports Performance and Jordan Cook. We're here today to bring you guys some workouts that you can do at home. You know, given the circumstances that we're under right now, we know that you guys are limited with resources. So our goal is to give you some stuff that you can do on your own to maintain what you built during the off season. First thing that we're going to look at doing is our basic functional warm-up. We're going to start off with a regular high knee. We're normally going to do this for like 15 to 20 yards. In doing this exercise, our number one goal is to focus on warming up the core, getting the muscles nice and loose, but also reinforcing some running mechanics. So one of the things that we always look at doing when we pick our leg up is putting it in what we call the power Z position. So in this power Z position, I have my toe facing the ceiling. I'm trying to bring my calf to my hamstring, and my knee is waist high. Second thing is my arm mechanics, my arms. I basically have them locked at a 90-degree angle. One hand's coming from my hip down to my lip. So we call it hip to lip action. All right, so again, the first thing we're gonna do is an A skip. We're only gonna cover 10 yards for the sake of the video. And go. Short, quick skip, staying on the balls of your feet. Not letting your heels collapse. And stop. Next thing we're gonna do is a high knee, all right? Again, reinforces those same running mechanics. I'm trying to get as many reps in as I possibly can. There you go. And rest. So high knee and A skip both reinforce acceleration mechanics. Now we're going to transition more into top end mechanics. So the next thing we're going to do is what we call a B skip. All right, so this time this is a skip with a cycling movement. Again, this is what we focus on when we are in our top end position. When we're in our top end position, the number one thing I want to make sure I'm doing is getting my feet under my hips. So I'm properly moving that center of mass as I work my way down. All right, here we go. So we're getting that knee up to that waist and we're cycling down. But notice with every strike, Jordan's feet is landing under his hips. Under his hips. Good work. And again, normally we'll go 15 to 20 yards down, 15 to 20 yards back. All right, so this time we're doing butt kicks. So with the butt kicks, I still want to drive my knees up to my waist, but I'm still looking for that same cycling movement. Keeping my toes locked, getting to that power Z position, finishing with my feet under the center of the mass of my body. And go. Work. Next thing we got is side shuffle. Whenever I shuffle, never want my feet to touch, never want my feet to cross. We have this imaginary line, we call it our midline. As I'm moving left to right, I want to take that left leg and push it away from my midline while simultaneously pulling my right leg towards the midline, but never crossing the midline. Here we go. Just work our way down and back, just 10 and back. Work. Next we got karaoke with the high knee drive. So with this karaoke, I want to focus on getting my foot behind. So whichever one is my back foot, I'm getting it behind the lead foot, and then I'm bringing it in front, but I want to drive it up and over. As I drive that foot up and over, I want to focus on getting my whole foot over this knee. So bringing it behind and then up and over. Here we go. Back and over. Go down and back. Next we got back pedal. With my back pedal, I want to get my chest slightly leaning forward. We call it nose over toes. Hips back. As we back pedal, we want to push back against the ground, but with every step, I'm landing with my feet under the center of the mass of my body. And go. Push back. Let's work our way back. Same thing back. Go. Work. Next thing we got is side to side toe touches. So just trying to loosen those hips up just a little bit. So what I'm gonna have Jordan do here is he's gonna start in a long straddle position. So we're gonna start off facing this way. All right. So he's gonna reach for his right foot with his left hand. But as he reaches, he keeps his butt lowered in his back, tries to keep his chest up because we want to challenge the range of motion in our hips as much as we possibly can. And again, focus on pushing my hips back and sinking my hips back. Here we go. Push back, back. Now big hop over. Hop over. Go. Always keep your weight back on your heels, not allowing that knee to shift forward. And for these exercises, I normally want to go 10 yards down, 10 yards back. That's it. Next thing we have is knee hug and lunge. So I'm taking my knee, I'm pulling it up to my waist, up to my chest, taking a long step out, dropping that back knee. Pull that knee up to my chest. And again, take advantage of focusing on your running mechanics. So as I pull that knee up, I want to dorsiflex that toe as well. So this is our basic dynamic warm-up. These are the things that get us ready to go as we get ready to go into a high-powered, high-dynamic workout. This shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes. There's some other things that you may want to add to your workout to get your body going, but this is the basic start of that dynamic warm-up. Greetings, this is Jerry and Sanders from B3 Better Sports Performance. Again, coming with you guys with some prehab exercises. Again, during this time, we know we need to be as resourceful as we possibly can, and we're getting ready to get into some prehab exercises. The goal in prehab exercises is to help you get your muscles fired up prior to working out, because that helps with injury prevention. Today we're going to do a 3-cone reach. That's going to fire up the hips, fire up the glutes. We're going to be doing a lot of high impact stuff today. So again, we want to make sure those muscles are good and fired up. So with the 3-cone touch, we want to make sure we set up 3 water bottles in a perfect triangle shape. All right. Now, what I'm going to have the athlete do is we're going to start with one leg as our stabilization leg, and this leg is going to be the leg that we balance on, and this leg is going to be evenly between these 2 water bottles here, and it's going to be straight down the center of this top water bottle there. So what he's going to do is he's going to put both hands on top of each other, and he's going to work his way all the way around, performing an RDL. So notice the slight bend in his knee, and then notice that he's ejecting his hips back, and he's going to work his way around to all 3 cones. And that's 1 round, so we're going to do that 5 times. Today's strength program consists of 2 different circuits. The first circuit we're going to do is going to be an upper body circuit where we really challenge you. First thing we're going to do is an elevated push-up. So what I'm going to have my athlete do is get in a perfect push-up position. So what I mean when I say perfect push-up position, if I drew a line from your shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle, it should be a straight line. So we always make sure we want to have that linear line of power. Next thing, I want to make sure I have my shoulders nice and packed. I don't want those shoulders loose. Now we're going to perform the movement. As we go down, we control our body, get our chest maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the chair. Push up. When I come down, I want to make sure I finish parallel. Next, we're going to go into the prone IT extension. So with this exercise, I'm going to have my athlete start with thumbs up, raising my chest off the ground, full extension, pulling in, then out. And we're going to show you this from the lateral view. Last, we have front planks with alternate leg lifts. So we're going to start in the plank position. Again, I want to keep everything in a straight line, shoulder, knee, hip, and I'm going to alternate my leg lift. And rest. And keep in mind the prescribed number of sets and reps will be in the manual or will be in that spreadsheet you guys will get at the end of this program. Circuit 2 for our strength program today is going to start off with chair tricep dips. So, I'm going to have my athlete start, legs fully extended. We're going to perform our dip movement and come all the way down to where our biceps are parallel to the ground, and then extend all the way up. Biceps parallel to the ground, extend all the way up. Now, if this becomes challenging, we're going to get our feet under us. This will take some of the body weight off us, and we can also use that as leverage to help push through our heels. So we're going to dip down again, come all the way down to where our biceps are parallel to the ground. Next exercise is going to be dead bugs. So when I'm positioning myself for the dead bug, I want to make sure that I bring my ribs, I want to crunch my ribs to my hips. I want to make sure there's no lower back space. So if I was to take my hand and slide it under your hips right here, there shouldn't be any space at all. So now we're going to perform the movement. It's going to be alternate arm with the alternate leg. So right arm extend, left leg extend. Noticing that there's no movement in the limbs that are supposed to be steady. And last, we have side plank. Side plank hold. So I'm coming up in the plank position, my hips are forward. Again, I want to be able to have a straight line from my ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder, and we're holding it for the prescribed time for this week's workout plan. For the speed workout today, we're going to do some transition sprints. The transition sprints are really a time where you can really focus on the technique that we talked about during the dynamic warm-up. So this is going to be a 20-yard sprint. The first 10 yards is going to be dedicated to acceleration mechanics. The last 10 is going to be dedicated to top-end mechanics, all right? So remember, with the first 10, our number one goal is to make sure we get our leg in that power Z position. And also to make sure that I'm not cycling, but I'm picking that knee up and I'm jabbing into the ground. With every step that I take, I want to make sure I'm landing with that foot behind my hip. The more behind my hip it gets, the more forward projection I'm going to get. So for the first 10, you're going to notice it's going to be a jab step and me pushing back into the ground. Now, once he hits the 10-yard mark, we're going to transition quickly into top-end mechanics, where now I'm in a cycling movement where I'm crashing my calf to my hamstring, my knee is waist high, and I'm finishing with my feet under my hips. That's the goal, finishing with my feet under my hips. All right, so we're going to do a total of 8 of these. It's going to be a hard sprint. Then your walk back is going to be your recovery. Hard sprint, then walk back is going to be your recovery. So George is going to show you one example of that.